Quaid Azam Part 193. The most significant of these was the Congress' tendency towards a one-party polity in India that assumed the submersion of other Indian parties. Another was the emergent unity of Muslim India. In the experiences of these years, Jinnah learned vital lessons in practical politics, such as a purely rhetorical approach would never have taught him. He and Muslim League went into the elections as idealists. They emerged from the aftermath as political realists. The change could hardly have been more significant for India and the shape of her independent future. According to S.R. Mehrotra, Muslim solution of the Indian political and communal problem was put forward publicly, probably for the first time by Maulana Hasrat Mohani in his presidential address to the Muslim League session held at Ahmedabad towards the end of December 1921. With slight variations in emphasis or detail, it formed the substance of various demands put forward in the 20s and 30s by most prominent Muslim organizations and leaders on behalf of their community. Attempts were being made concurrently to provide with an adequate rationale the Muslim demand to the dominant provinces where the Muslims were in a majority. The Indian Muslims, it was urged, were a nation by themselves, totally different from the other nations in India, and as such entitled to exercise their right of self-determination and to establish a homeland for themselves, where they could work out their destiny according to their own ideas of Islamic culture and polity. While some, such as Muhammad Iqbal, in 1930 favored the creation of a Muslim India within India or without British India, others, such as Rahmat Ali, in 1933 advocated the total separation of Muslim India from the rest of India and the creation of a new Muslim state, Pakistan. The results of the 1937 elections came as a great shock and surprise to the communally minded Muslims. They showed that the Muslims are weak, divided and disorganized. So no problem, they will get organized, they will get strengthened. This one single event has generated a variety of comments from a wide range of informed opinion. Yet one common thread runs through all, however argued as purely theoretical, academic point and whatever other justifications are advanced in support of the Congress stand. Essentially, Nehru's stand and this step of rejecting a coalition with the League ultimately had disastrous consequences for unity. The Congress could scarcely have wished away the presence of Muslims in UP or for that matter anywhere else in India. Acceptance of their presence as citizens had implicit a right of their democratic representation. After all, that is what the whole debate had been from 1909 to 1919. And in all the roundtable conferences, Nehru's doctrinaire approach begs many questions, rather repeats them. In an elective democracy, are numbers all? If India is unique, as it is, then how can the examples of Spain, Italy, or Europe, or for that matter their modes, practices, personage, any guides, leave alone becoming the principal markers of the democratic practice in India? As K.M. Munshi, in his Pilgrimage to Freedom, summed up, at that time it did not appear formidable, but as events were to show 10 years later, it was beginning of the end of united India.